If you've noticed that your automatic transmission is experiencing problems, whether it stops shifting gears or shifts very harshly, I invite you to watch this video. In it, you'll learn how to identify the main causes and solutions that may be responsible for this and other transmission problems, so make sure to watch until the end of the video. But first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so YouTube can notify you every time we upload a new video. Now, without further ado, let's get started. The most common reasons why your automatic transmission may fail are blown fuses. This is a very common issue when the transmission suddenly stops shifting gears. To solve this problem, it's important to check all the vehicle's fuses. If the fuse that powers the transmission control module blows, or if the fuse that powers the solenoid pack fails, the transmission will not perform gear shifts. If you find a damaged fuse, replace it with one that has the same amperage rating. Damaged transmission relay. Most vehicles have at least one relay that supplies power to the solenoid pack or to the transmission control module. If this relay is damaged or has a poor connection, it's very likely that the transmission will experience operating problems. To diagnose it, first identify which relay controls the transmission power supply. This information is usually located on the relay box cover or in the owner's manual. Once identified, remove the relay and connect two terminals to pins 85 and 86. Place the multimeter probes on pins 30 and 87 to check for continuity. Apply voltage to pins 85 and 86 directly from the battery. You should hear the relay click, and the multimeter should show continuity between pins 30 and 87. If the relay does not activate or there is no continuity, the relay is defective and must be replaced. Low transmission fluid level. When the transmission fluid level is low, the pump may not generate enough pressure to operate the different hydraulic components, which can cause shifting problems. To fix this issue, check the transmission fluid level and also inspect the condition of the fluid, since degraded or burned fluid can cause poor transmission performance. If the fluid level is low, refill it only after confirming there are no leaks, since a transmission should not consume fluid. Damaged speed sensor. The speed sensor monitors the speed of the input and output shafts of the transmission. Based on this information, the control unit determines the correct moment to perform gear shifts. When this sensor fails, the most common symptom is harsh shifting if the failure is intermittent. If the failure is permanent, the transmission may stop shifting completely or enter limp mode. To diagnose it, you need to scan the transmission system and monitor live data. If the scanner displays RPM or speed while driving, the sensor is working correctly. If no data is shown, check the wiring continuity from the sensor connector to the control unit. If there is no continuity, the wiring must be repaired. If the wiring has continuity but no signal appears on the scanner, the sensor is defective and must be replaced. Damaged engine or transmission mounts. If you feel a clunk or impact when shifting the gear selector into drive or reverse, it is very likely that the engine or transmission mounts are damaged. These components are responsible for absorbing vibrations and movement from the powertrain. To diagnose them, perform a visual inspection. If they appear cracked, broken, or collapsed, they must be replaced. You can also slightly move the transmission and observe whether the mounts allow excessive movement. If they move too much, the mounts are defective. Damaged solenoid. Solenoids control the flow of transmission fluid to the hydraulic valves inside the valve body, allowing proper gear shifts. When one or more solenoids fail, the transmission may skip certain gears, shift harshly, or stop shifting altogether. To diagnose them, it's necessary to remove the valve body, which is usually located inside the transmission, although in some models it is mounted externally. Remove each solenoid and connect two wires to its terminals, one to the positive terminal and one to the negative terminal of the battery. If the solenoid activates, it means it is working properly. If it does not activate, the solenoid is defective and must be replaced. Finally, I recommend watching the following videos where you learn how to identify failure symptoms and solutions for the different sensors in your vehicle.